Greetings and welcome to our monthly talk about what is coming up with tournaments and big practices in the Northeast. Would you believe in the next 6 weeks, we actually have 19 items to talk about. I'm only going to talk about the next 5 weeks, but there's something just about it. There is something every week, and in most cases, multiple items. So let's start it out and get things going here. When I talked to you last month, we talked about, I went up to the 16th of July. However, I'm going to repeat some of that because actually there have been some changes. Number one of the items that I mentioned last month was a big practice at Dave Morocco's, which I gather has been canceled. I have been unable to get a confirmation of that out of Morocco, but I have been told that that is no longer taking place. And so if you were thinking of going to Dave Morocco's big practice, you might want to check with somebody and see if you can get an answer out of somebody, which I have not been able to. On the other hand, if you still want to go to a decent sized practice, probably not as large as some of them that Morocco had gotten, there is now one just one state up the road at 302 Arms in Bear, Delaware. That's Joe Schaefer's outfit. Is holding a practice at Thurston's Pub in Bear. They've done things there before. Nice little pub bar. Decent menu, decent food, and get a couple tables in there. And so that will take place on the 16th of July. What there also is going on the 16th of July is 2 tournaments. Only mentioned one of them last month because only one of them was going on. The one that I had mentioned was the one that JD Fox and the Wolfpack people are running up in Townville, which is in northwestern Pennsylvania, near Toddsilla, to Townville Old Home Days. That basically is going to have the several divisions that has the amateur. Actually, I take that back. Does not have amateur at that one. That one is pro, but they also do have. They've added a masters 50 plus at that. Ironically enough, the other tournament is also known as Wolfpack, although that one's taking place in Virginia, specifically Franklin, Virginia. If it's any farther south in Virginia, it would be in North Carolina. But the Wolfpack tournament taking place in Franklin, that one actually will have men, women, and kids. The Wolfpack, as the Townville tournament, will not have women unless they do get enough to run something there. Both of them very reasonably priced, both of them $20 per arm. And so those two, like I say, we have two tournaments, one practice on the 16th. The 23rd of July, would you believe there are 6 events going on, all of which are in the Northeast? There have been some changes there as well to what appeared in the list that went up last month. Specifically, as I say, of the 3 tournaments, one of them was supposed to be a tournament run by Urban Arm Wrestling, which is going to take place in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That is still taking place, but it has now been moved to North Babylon, New York, which is to say out on Long Island, out in Suffolk County. And that will take place. It's been moved, but Urban Arm Wrestling will have that on the 23rd. Also on the 23rd will be the USAA PAL War on the Shore. That is going to be at the Steel Pier in Atlantic City. Some big money in that one. And so that will once again also take place on the 23rd. The third tournament, which was not mentioned last month, because I didn't know about it last month, is there will be one in northwestern Pennsylvania at the McKean Community Day tournament. That's in McKean, Pennsylvania, which is a town just south of Erie, at the McKean Park. That will include arm wrestling and actually the John Hanoski Memorial Tournament, named after the late John Hanoski, the father of the current John Hanoski, who is tearing up 154 at various tournaments. And so those three tournaments, 3 different states taking place on the 23rd. In addition, there are 3 rather large practices. And here, once again, sometimes people say, why are you mentioning practices? You don't mention the one that I'm holding. Well, all three of these are really fairly large and will and have in the past drawn folks from multiple states. Those three will be, number one, maybe I'll start with the one I'm going to, which will be at Granite Arms, which is in Manchester, New Hampshire. Badger Drews and his men practice there, and they are also rounding up some folks for various challenge matches at that one in Manchester. In addition, there is also a practice at Iron Kings, which was on the list last month. Iron Kings is in Broadway, Virginia, small town just off of 81 in the Harrisonburg area. And that also has drawn in the past from multiple states. Adding to that, there is a third practice. And I know I'm kind of whipping through these in a hurry, but like I say, we do have a good amount to go over here. But Toddzilla will be having an event at the same place that he had one back on Memorial Day weekend, a place called the Station Lounge in Belpre, Ohio, which is right across the river from Parkersburg, West Virginia. That will take place, as I say, Toddzilla, same place. In fact, I had gone to the previous one, Memorial Day weekend, put up a post that about the food there. They have something that called a peanut butter burger, which I'd never heard of before. But yes, they just put peanut butter on the burger. And I said, what do you put on with that? And they said, well, whatever you normally put on a burger, which I normally put mayonnaise, pickles, and sometimes onions. Well, I left the onions off, but now I realize mayonnaise, pickles, and peanut butter sounds like kind of a weird combination. I had a number of people commenting with the emoji with the person throwing up. It really wasn't all that bad. But in any event, so you have those three practices, three tournaments, all on the 23rd. On the 30th of April, two items coming up here. One that had been on the list last month is Andrew Hiller's War of Arms 3 that Andrew Hiller is running in Belleville, Pennsylvania, or Bellwood, Bellwood, Pennsylvania, which is a small town just north of Altoona. That one will have actually a feature of that besides the tournament itself. They are going to have a team challenge. The tournament will be the usual double elimination. They'll also have a team challenge, which will be single eliminations. And also, if you're the type of person that wants to pull 16 different classes, I got a real bargain for you there. First arm, $30. Second arm, 25 more. And for $70, you can pull as many classes as you qualify for and as many as you want. That one will have both pro and amateur. And so, like I say, if you, unfortunately, in my case, I can only pull, super heavyweight. But if you're somewhat lighter and want to pull up and want to pull a whole pile of divisions, that might be the one for you. Also, the same, another one's been added the same weekend on the 23rd of July. There's something called the Badaxe Music Festival, which is in Fredericktown, Ohio, which is a small town somewhat to the northeast of Columbus. And that event is being sponsored, the arm wrestling part of that event is being sponsored by the folks at Stump Crew and by an outfit that I was not previously familiar with, MCAL Elite, which if you look up their thing on Facebook, MCAL is Morrow County Arm Wrestling League. So both of them are going to be sponsoring a tournament, which will also have some cash payout, big cash payouts at that one. But as I say, this at a music festival, the Badaxe Music Festival, which by as the name suggests, also has music. Also, besides the music, has karaoke. They have axe throwing. They have tattoos. And they also have a wet T-shirt contest. So this is a multi-event at Badaxe Music Festival also on the 23rd in Fredericktown, Ohio. So moving on from the 23rd, or excuse me, from the 23rd or from the 30th. That's the 30th. Moving on from that, August 6th, we actually only have one item going on, believe it or not. That is the NAL UAL Lock and Load, which is Travis Bajan's tournament in Hillsboro, Virginia. Harvest Gap Brewery, where it's taking place, really very nice place. Could be a decent tournament. I'm going to say something unpleasant here. Normally I try to not be particularly unpleasant, but I just think something has to be said here. I'm not going. And you say, well, big whoops, so what? The reason I'm not going, quite frankly, is because of Travis, who's running it. As you may have heard, or maybe seen, since there's plenty of videos up, there was a rather unfortunate scene that Travis was involved in at the Keystone game sometime back a couple of weeks ago. And it's not just that. I used to go to all of Travis tournaments, and I have to say right up front, Travis has always been very pleasant to me on a personal level. I have no complaints there. Used to go to a lot of his tournaments. In fact, the tournament at which I broke my arm on a side table was one of his, and the one that I first came back to Paul in competition after having broken my arm was also one of his. However, in the interim, he has put some posts up that quite candidly say that, hey, he doesn't give a crap about his fans. He just cares about their money. And so I basically just decided not to give him any more of mine. In fact, as some of you have been around in this for a while may recall, in 2018, which is when the tournament I came back to after breaking my arm, was part of a series of tournaments that was supposed to lead to a big cash payout at the end. I believe $25,000, although I could be wrong on that. But at that tournament, Travis made the point that, well, if he didn't make enough money, he was going to enter the finals and win it himself and keep the money. And you say, okay, fine, that's just Travis being Travis. He likes to do the bad boy persona. However, shortly thereafter, the entire series was canceled on some excuse that some folks considered bogus, namely that some of the participants could not be on TV. Well, maybe some of them couldn't, but the vast majority of people who were participating could. And so, but what I found striking, I had just joined arm wrestling the year before, and a lot of people whose opinions I trust said, why are we surprised? He's done this before. He's, basically we're going to do it again. So in short, I didn't give him any more of my money until I did go to the one at Harvest Gap where John Berzink was pulling Paul in, basically to support Paul. And I participated, I think, in 2 classes. I normally participate in 6. And at that, of course, that was the one where Travis basically got in the middle of the Ryan Grondin and Gary Roberts event and kind of messed that up. And also, gave his little talk about, the safety lecture at the beginning, which basically consisted of saying, if you break your arm, don't be a little bitch. Don't make a fuss about it. Just go quietly so the tournament can go on. I mean, really, Travis, whatever. So in any event, enough said. Hey, if you it's a good location, might be a nice tournament. If you feel like going, I'm certainly not going to think any less of you, but I'm not, and that's why. And sorry, I just felt like there was a need to mention that. So let's move on from that, however, to something more pleasant, which is the next week. What's going on the 13th of August. One item is the Battle at the Beach, which actually was supposed to be on the 6th of August. Originally, that was moved back to accommodate Travis's tournament in Virginia. But Battle at the Beach is taking place at a really nice bar called Harpoon Eddie's. It's been there before. It's on the shores, I forget which one of the Finger Lakes, but just east of Syracuse. And in Sylvan Beach, New York. In fact, when I look at it, I think really doesn't look like a Finger Lake to me, because most of the Finger Lakes like Cayuga and Seneca and so forth are these long, fingerish looking things, where this is kind of like a rectangular sort of lake that doesn't run in the same direction. But I've been told, well, that's because it's the thumb of the Finger Lakes. Well, okay, fine. I suppose if you hold your hand up, your left hand up with your palm facing you with the fingers pointing down and your thumb going off to the right, which is to say to the east. All right, fine. I guess that makes it the thumb of the Finger Lakes. But in any event, that is probably going to be a very good one, has been in the past. I have been told that that may also include a couple strength events, specifically a strict curl event and a bench press event. I have been trying to get through to the promoter of that one to confirm whether that is still going on. That was planned some time back, and I have not been able to get through to him, but that may include those as well. If it does not, still be a fine tournament on the 13th August. Also, same weekend out in Ohio, Toddzilla will be running a seminar and a practice in Dayton, Ohio, which is somewhat farther west than his home area in Belpre. But that will take place, as I say, in Dayton, Ohio, also the 13th, and there'll be some more information up on that, I'm sure, in the in the near future. So those two items on the 13th. That's about all I'm going to talk about in detail here, because it's really gone on long enough. Although I will say that the very next week, there are another 5 events on the 20th that are either in the Northeast or close enough that folks from this area will be going to it. Those 5 being the 28th Annual Arms of Steel tournament at the Pittston Tomato Festival in Pittston, Pennsylvania, up in the northeast part of the state. Also, the same weekend will be the Massachusetts State Championships, the West Virginia State Championships, the Kentucky State Championships, and the PAF Championship Finals that Anthony Leterio is running, that will take place in South Carolina, specifically Ladson, South Carolina. So in any case, these will be listed on the new upcoming events list that will be posted or linked down below, as usually is with these things. So it has those, like say, 19 items, and I already have another 7 items on the list, stretching from the following weekend, August 27th through the end of October, although I'm sure some more will fill in on that as time goes on. So I hope to see you at one or more of these events. In the meantime, hope you're having a good summer, and we'll be in touch.